When it comes to testosterone, nutritional considerations are key. This makes sense because testosterone is also, in addition to being a stimulating, focusing, winning type of hormone in the brain, it is also, by its very nature, a reproductive hormone. And so excess stress or decreased nutrition would trigger the body to not produce as much testosterone as a result. And so nutrition is key in maximizing testosterone. Here's the things to keep in mind. First of all, testosterone is extremely stress sensitive. So any decrease in the macronutrients or the calories, that will be registered as a stress to the body, decreasing testosterone levels. Likewise, high amounts of food intake is also a stress to the body. We've also seen that insulin resistance can raise steroid hormone binding globulin, SHBG, and that can decrease the effective amounts of testosterone in the body. So we do not want too much or too little food. Very low carb diets can lower testosterone levels. Low fat diets can lower testosterone levels. Protein may be the most critical of the macronutrients to optimize testosterone levels. Both overeating and undereating calories can be an issue, as I've stated, and meal replacements that provide adequate protein and starch and perhaps fat provide very good nutrition and convenience for men, especially men who are on the go and need something quick to satiate and satisfy. If you're someone who's a macronutrient counter, a 40-30-30 carb protein fat ratio for macronutrients is a really good and safe bet that gives you not too much and not too little of each of the macronutrients. And based on my clinical and personal experience, we use a program called the 4-2-2 program for nutrition that I think is the one that you'll want to use for this program. So lots and lots of these types of foods, especially here you see arugula again, which is a nitric oxide releaser, so good for the erection and that component of your sexual health. And also here we have sort of a lower carb, adequate fat dressings and things like that, protein and fiber-based meal. Plenty of protein, obviously. You don't have to steer away from the fat. These are chicken breasts, which tend to be leaner, but steak and fish and things like that are great. Salmon is one of those great things, gives you a lot of good quality protein and a lot of good quality fats as well. And we don't want to skimp on the starch either. Lots of these very low calorie, low carbohydrate diets, which are all the rage right now, can be counterproductive for optimizing testosterone levels in men. The 4-2-2 approach is right here in this handout that we give at Metabolic Effect. The 4 stands for 4 meals per day. 2 of those meals are starch and fat free, really focusing on just the fiber and the protein component, and then at least 2 meals that include both starch and fat. And so here you can see a sample meal plan. Meal 1, a protein shake with supplements and water. Meal 2, a protein shake with supplements and water. Meal 3, protein plus veggie plus starch and fat, a salad, a real meal, and water. Meal 4, exactly the same. And then snacking on celery or other fresh vegetables and those kinds of things as well. You see a reference here to Craving Cocoa. This is a compound product that Metabolic Effect has formulated that can be very good at shutting down cravings and also may have some adequacy or some utility rather in building a sexual desire function, since cocoa impacts the brain really positively. And so here is the 4-2-2 approach that we recommend you follow for the nutritional component of the testosterone effect. Obviously, a big piece of this for men is going to be the use of protein powders and protein shakes and things like this. Obviously, whole foods would be the most beneficial since they're probably going to be the most nutritious. But we also know that we live in a high-paced, convenience-based world, and these nutritional components can be really adequate. At least one study has shown that a whole foods low-calorie diet versus a low-calorie diet using nutritional meal replacements, the meal replacements actually ended up after about a 6 to 9 month period of having more adequate nutrition compared to the whole foods diet, which makes sense since we tend to eat the same 10 foods day after day, and these nutritional shakes and bars and things like this have a good mix of multivitamins in them. So you want to avail yourself of these if necessary.